Hello, everyone, and welcome back from summer vacation. Tonight is the Ask Me Anything WordPress with the Baltimore WordPress Meetup for September 12th, 2024. The Baltimore WordPress Meetup video and links are recorded and later posted to YouTube. Recordings are usually available within about 2 weeks, thanks to our volunteer, Paul. If you want to speed that process up, you can contact us for sponsorship. Links that are sent in the Zoom chat during the meetup will all be available at the end of the recording on a final slide. So if you're looking for any links from the meetup, please be sure to check the end of the Zoom recording if you didn't grab them. The Baltimore WordPress Meetup is informational. Please use the information, products, and services that we show at your own risk. Just because we are showing a website, plugin, theme, or anything else is not an official WordPress endorsement of it. As always, keep it family friendly, as many of us are attending from home and have family members of all ages in the background. The Baltimore WordPress Meetup does our best to follow the official WordPress Meetup community standards. That means that if you break these rules, you will be evicted from the meeting. No spamming or spammer-like behaviors. We have people of all different backgrounds and skill levels, so no judgment for people who are at a different level than where you are at, and generally don't be a jerk. Some quick sponsor thank yous before we get into our main meetup. Our first thank you is to Anfira. Anfira helps companies serious about their WordPress development needs. They specialize in helping agencies and businesses that are frustrated by their WordPress challenges. If you are looking for help, visit anfira.com/help for more information. Our second sponsor is the Easy Alley Guide. The Easy Alley Guide works to make web accessibility easier to implement through done-for-you tools and processes. For more information about them, including tools, tutorials, latest updates on laws, and everything else, please visit easyalleyguide.com. And our final thank you to our sponsor, OB Digital Consulting. OB Digital Consulting sponsors our video recordings and prepares them for YouTube. Contact them for assistance if you need video production done. Some quick admin before we get to the questions. We will be using the Zoom chat for questions and to queue people up. So please find your Zoom chat. Everyone is muted to start, and I'll send you a request to unmute when it's your turn. No one knows everything, and we'll do our best to answer your questions, but we can't guarantee an answer for every question. The people who pre-submitted questions will go first if they are here. So if the following people are here, please type here into the chat. Jean, Shelley, Sally, Cassandra, Elizabeth, Dion, Terry, Jocelyn, Sal. All right, Jean is going to be up first. Let me just grab Jean's question from the spreadsheet. Jean's question is about how to make a masonry gallery. I have sent you a unmute request, Jean, if you want to unmute and tell us about your challenge with a masonry gallery.
I'm Jean P, but that wasn't my question. Maybe there's another Jean P. My question was about coding your own email newsletters to send out.
Oh, okay. Well, since no other Jean P showed up, we'll go with you.
Okay. So I guess maybe you didn't get so I will state my question. Okay. So my question is about emails and digital newsletters that many years ago. Do you want me to keep going, or do you see it?
Nope, I don't see anything for digital newsletters.
Okay. All right. So many years ago, this is like when Constant Contact was just like starting up. We would design the newsletters by hand, just using HTML. No CSS was allowed. They were mostly designed in tables. The maximum width was 600. There was no thought to accessibility and responsiveness. So that's my experience with it. So now I've been asked to design a newsletter for a nonprofit that actually looks like a newsletter with a masthead and the volume, the issue number and the date. And okay, so I've looked at Mail Poet and Brevo and Moose End have also been recommended to me, but I haven't gotten a chance to look into that. So my question is, can a newsletter be designed as a web page in a block thing and then also adapted to be sent as an email? And how would you do that?
It can, but typically a lot of formatting is lost during the process. So for example, you can have a blog post that's created for your newsletter that is available via an RSS feed. And then you can grab the RSS feed from within a number of different newsletter tools. But exactly how that's going to end up getting imported, you'd have to kind of see how that goes.
Okay, 'cause I noticed like with the Mail Poet, they give you templates. I guess they all give you templates.
They all give templates, yeah.
Yeah, but at least with Mail Poet, I couldn't change anything. Here are the 7 blocks you have, and that's it. Well,
Um,
I don't want.
different tools give you different amounts of blocks, different flexibility options, uh, a whole lot of different options. So Eagle's added, actually, Eagle, would you mind unmuting and just explaining? Because you, I think, know a bit more about MailPoet than I do.
Yeah, MailPoet's a plugin you install on your WordPress site. And like any of the other marketing tools, you create the newsletter in MailPoet. And it does have some block-like elements. And you can import the templates, and you should be able to edit the templates but in any case, once you've created your newsletter, you can also there's a box to tick to turn it into a post. I haven't done the post part, but I have used MailPoet quite successfully. It's a very nice tool, and I've used Brevo. But creating a post directly and then converting that to MailPoet or Brevo, that just doesn't work so well.
Yeah, it wasn't so much. I'm not creating a post. They want a page to look like a newspaper page, and then with each edition or volume or whatever, then send it out as a newsletter to their subscribers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
Oh,
doesn't work.
that doesn't work. Okay. Okay.
The thing you could do is create a short newsletter with a link back to the post or the page. I wouldn't create newsletters as a page. I'd create them as a post,
Okay.
or a custom post type even. But yeah, that doesn't work too well. It works better the other way. You create the newsletter and then convert that to a post. But it's still not MailPoet's probably the best bet on doing that because yeah, I've had nonprofits. Oh yeah, can you post this newsletter? It just doesn't fly well because
Yeah.
it's not integrated to your website. You're generally the person creating the newsletter. It's to get it all synced up with theme colors and theme classes, CSS classes, and all that stuff. It's just not built into the marketing tool.
Um, I do have kind of a hope for this client because another one wanted to send out a newsletter and it was a 16-page PDF. And I was like, no, we'll just send a link to it. But anyway, thank you. I've got a lot to work with now, and I thank Eagle and Jen very much.
You might try using something like Google Docs or to create your newsletter and then copy that directly into your marketing tool. And then also Google Docs, you can post directly you can paste directly into the block editor. So that might work as another alternative.
Okay, I know I was in another meetup with you, and you had recommended Brevo, Brevo, and I haven't looked into that yet. But do you
Yeah,
think?
it's one of a number of marketing tools. Revo, MailerLite, you know, just look at what tools you want to integrate it with. Brevo works well for a lot of people. and I don't see any really bad recommendations on the forums. I do have an account with them and use it, but I also use MailPoint for one of my clients.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Eagle. All right, our next question, it looks like Terry is here. So Terry, I will find you in the list.
Right, I'm here.
All right, so you had sent over 2 questions.
Yes.
All right, first one is you have a 50-member group and they would like a page on their website that is secure and accessible to members only for where they're going to post contact information. A number of members are not comfortable on the internet. What's a simple way to do it? Well, a simple way to do it is there's a lot of different membership type plugins where you can create a user accounts, add people as subscriber users, and then allow them access to a restricted page. The one I use most commonly is a plugin called Groups. And this particular plugin is just really simple. You literally just create the people as users with a subscriber and then just select to have pages available to them, which are logged in users.
Okay, and how do they log in? Is it a does it look like the WordPress login
They
admin and
log in at
login?
the normal WordPress URL.
Okay. The login URL, not the actual website, right?
The website.com/wp-login.php
Right. Yeah,
would be the default location where they'd log in.
right. Okay. Yeah, I knew
But
there were
also,
a number
it-
of these, but I didn't have a clue which way to go on it.
yeah, you can also directly embed the form if you want to write a couple lines of PHP for the page type. I do that on some sites so that when they access the page, there's the form and they just type in their info, click submit, and then the content's available.
Okay.
As Eagle said, you can also use a password protected page,
I'm not
but
keen on that. Yeah, they don't.
yeah, sometimes the issue is the password gets spread around
Exactly, yeah, and unless it's tied in with the
a person's login.
yeah,
Yeah, you can
yeah.
revoke access easily.
The that's good because so many of those memberships plugins are so elaborate, and I'm looking for that.
I
This,
really like
yeah,
this one. If you just want a simple one,
yeah,
it's really very simple.
great. I'll take a look at that. Thank you. Yeah.
Next up, I believe Sal is listed. So Sal
Thank
has
you.
sent over some information that you've been self-taught for WordPress and you're seeing some issues where you publish a page, but then if you go to like an incognito browser, the changes aren't showing up.
Well, I think I have a broken link. I have I just posted my question on the chat. In other words, when I'm under the admin, and I'm sorry I'm new to this, but when I'm on the admin, I can go in there, I can see all my changes and they were great. But then when I save and somebody else is looking at it from a different computer, phone, whatever it is, the link is completely broken. And I have
So
no idea.
typically that is a caching issue. So what's happening is
We deleted cache.
either you have plugins or your hosting company or possibly even your DNS provider is caching the content heavily. And so the new updates aren't getting propagated out so that other people can actually access them. Yeah, Eagle, go ahead.
It's not a caching issue. He's getting too many redirect errors on the page
Oh,
he just
that trouble.
posted. So probably he's got
Configuration issue, most likely.
configuration, or he's using HTTP links in there somewhere or something.
Yeah, and he's not properly redirecting anyway to HTTPS.
Yeah.
I think that's what it seems as though it's happening. And unfortunately, we had a press release go out today and the newspaper article. Now everybody's coming in and it's like, I can't get to your site. So I'm not sure how to check it, how to fix it.
Who is your hosting provider?
You guys. I'm sorry.
No,
WordPress.
WordPress.com.
Yes.
You're hosted with WordPress.com. They have support in theory.
Is there a .org? I'm sorry, I'm new to this. Is there a .org?
There's a
Yes.
.org and a .com.
Yeah, I think it might be .org.
Okay, let me try loading. Okay, so let me pull up your DNS and see what it says. You are hosted at SiteGround. So that is going to be cPanel hosting. Most likely there is an issue with your HT access file.
And I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're saying.
Okay, so anyway, we can see that your website is not secure. Why no?
But if you go into but if you go into a different page on my website, you can get all the other parts just fine.
There we go. Okay, so this Wino padlock website is fabulous.
Why not padlock?
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
diagnosing what the heck is going on. I have to survive all the captchas. Yes, so it's saying here at the bottom that your issue is with redirects. You've got mixed content failure.
But basically, that
Yeah.
means you need to do a search and replace for HTTP and to make sure that all HTTP references are HTTPS.
So one of the plugins for that is
Plug in groups again.
always back up your database prior to using this plugin, as it is a destructive plugin and could destroy your website. Okay. And Eric said it can be fixed with SiteGround Optimizer. Eric, would you mind explaining that? Because I haven't used SiteGround in a while.
Yeah, so SiteGround, actually, they did get away from cPanel several years ago. They've gone proprietary, but they do have two plugins. They have their security optimizer and their regular optimizer. And I believe it's the security one that has a toggle that says fix insecure content, and that'll take care of that. There's also one that's a toggle that says force HTTPS. Both of those should be turned on. It will kick you out of your website, make you log back in, but toggle those two on. You'll also want to go through the other optimizer because there's a caching feature that you can turn on that's probably not on. It's called memcached, and that'll help when you start to get decent traffic on the website.
And I think that might have been what happened. Was we had a press release go out, and a whole bunch of people started looking at our website. I think it's what happened. So, but I have a dumb question. What can I backed up this page. I made a copy of this page. Can I delete it and go back and
That won't fix the
save
problem.
it? It will not.
No, that's not going to fix the problem. Because like Jen said, you may have another redirect plugin on there as well.
I gotcha. Well, I'm just not okay. I will. I'm not even sure where to go now. Guess I gotta have more.
Jen, I don't know if you let people share their screen and we could walk them through it, or I know there's some help desks
can
later
at the-
tonight as well.
Yeah, I can at the end, but normally during the
Okay, I will stay till the end.
part, I try to keep it to only about 5 minutes per person so we can get through everyone's questions.
Okay, I appreciate that, and I'll stay till the end. If you have time, that'll be great. Thank you.
All right, we have gone through, I think, all of the pre-submitted questions, unless Shelley, Sally, Cassandra, Elizabeth, Dion, or Jocelyn are here. All right, Jocelyn is here, and then, so Jocelyn's question was trying to update the caption text in Avada slide, but the slide changes don't register.
Yeah, I've been going in, pardon me. I've been going into the individual slides trying to edit the text in the caption because the title case is wrong. Basically, I just need to change certain uppercase letters to lowercase letters. So I go in, I make the change in the individual slide where the caption is, save it, and then hit update. And so it looks like everything, it says the page is published, everything is there. But then if you go to the actual website, the change is not reflected there, even if you empty the cache, dump all the cookies, whatever you need to do, just as though you were seeing it for the first time. None of the changes are reflected in any of the slides where I've updated text.
Okay, and is that happening both when you're logged into the site and when you view it incognito?
Yes.
Okay, usually being logged in won't give you a cached version to start with. So it sounds like it might be an issue directly with Avada, since it's their proprietary slider tool. If you make other changes to your website, do you see them on the front end after they're made?
Yes. It's
So
just that slide. So I wasn't sure if that was a question I could answer here, or I have to find someone from Avada who can answer it. Because the rest of it seems to update fine as long as, I'm not making a ton of changes and then they end up being cached. Once I clear everything, I can see the changes that I make everywhere except those slides.
yeah, that is strange. Is it just the capitalization?
It is. Yeah. Somebody put them in before
Probably
I
a CSS issue. Eagle put it in the chat. It is most likely a CSS issue where CSS can create title case for you. So it could be overriding whatever the content actually is.
Okay.
Is your website family friendly?
Yep.
What is the URL?
Okay. The main page is SMPL-C. I'll put it in there.
It'd be great if you could write that in the chat.
There you go.
Okay, and then where is the slide?
There's a bunch of them. If you click on, let's see, go with About Us and then Team. This is our team. Yeah, Team.
Okay.
So anything that I put, actually no, that one. I think I sent one in my question. Okay, yeah. If you can just click on partners at the top. So both if you go up to the top right under the teal where it says our partners in white, everything is in title case except
Yes,
the
so
fact that
this is, yeah,
those shouldn't
pretty much
actually be
guaranteed that this
title.
is, so,
Yeah, see, so when you see where you can see the change I made where the word the is lowercase,
yes,
but it
but
doesn't
we
reflect it.
have under computed, we can see somewhere it is making a text transform
capitalized.
capitalize.
Okay.
So this text transform capitalize is happening to this attribute.
Okay,
And
so that-
because of
that's
that,
part of the
it's
style
hidden
sheet.
here in the inline CSS.
Okay, that was my concern. Okay,
So is if we go and unclick that, you'll see that it changes.
amazing.
So what's happened is most likely this is a setting in
Okay.
Avada
Yeah.
where it's taking your headings and it's adding.
It's the H3 header setting.
Yes, because
like.
that's
Okay.
typically what happens in Avada. See how it's adding like the dash font size 19, minimum font size, line height. A lot of these are all settings from their custom settings area.
Uh-huh.
And it adds them in line to stuff.
Okay, that I can fix. Thank you. I have been trying to fix this for days. And in
Yep.
less than 10 minutes, you solved that for me.
Yeah, this is your issue.
Okay, cool. Thank you so very much.
Yep. All right. Dion is next. All right. Your question that you had sent over was that you have trouble with your email going to spam.
Yes.
Okay. So
Can I
this,
say something really quick?
yes.
I had finally got in contact with tech support,
Mhm.
and they helped me with the problem. So they helped me like work through it. So inside of the the chat, I had put in a new question if I could ask that question, because the original question when I signed up and I sent you the email, that question had been resolved. Is that
Uh,
if that's a problem, I totally understand. I just think everything on here was
no,
very
that's fine.
informational, and I'm just
Uh,
enjoying the
I just,
questions that are
I'm,
in.
I've
Do you
lost where
still
it is in
want
the
to
chat.
I'm sorry. Do you still want to walk me through the email problems? Maybe I can get more information from you
Yes.
as well. Okay,
So the Baltimore WordPress group, we are obviously on Meetup,
okay,
and we had a past event that is not this. So we actually had a meetup all about email and website forms and basically how to get your website to get all the way through to arriving at your emails and working out.
got you.
And so it was a full presentation all about going through and getting your email forms, getting everything set up, authenticated, and through to your email addresses. So I think that would be helpful to you.
Very helpful. And it
But
was kind of
then
explained more in detail because they
your
kind of just fixed it
other
for me.
your other question is a picture and you're trying to post it to a page? I'm not sure.
Sorry, I really meant to say like a product of a picture. Like I have a website, Goodie Box LLC, and I'm trying to uh, launch it soon. And I'm trying to learn how to work it first. So the website was designed, and I'm trying to learn how to take like a product from Joy Organic, one of the people that I buy from, and take the product from their page and insert it into my page. I'm trying to learn how to.
Okay. So are you familiar with the WordPress media library?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. So the first step is to take the images that you want and upload them into the media library. And then after you have them in the media library, then you can go to your pages, or if you're using custom post types, into those, so that then you can actually build a page with content.
To the page, save it to maybe my desktop or something what I want, and then I can go to my media library with it.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha. Can you do videos like that as well?
It is not recommended to host video content directly from your WordPress server. Videos require a lot of additional server load and server settings, and most WordPress hosting providers are just not set up well for video. So generally recommended that you host your videos on a video specific system. If you just want them to be public videos, YouTube, Vimeo, and there's also, of course, a number of kind of private video providers. Vimeo Paid can be a private provider, Wistia, Bunny CDN. There's a number of different providers available for hosting videos.
All right, thank you so much. That was very informative. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep. All right. I think, and Eagle also added thank you in the chat, that our next meetup after this one is going to be all about email. And I have a special guest, Troy Glancy, and he specializes in IT and, well, generally solving all sorts of problems. He's been doing email for a couple decades, and he's going to explain all about different DNS records and emails and whatnot. I believe next up was Terry. You had a second question?
Yes, yes. That I had the other question I had asked was um substituting the use of Jetpack. I mean from Jetpack. The website is using the woman does a lot of posts, and she schedules the posts, and then when the posts are published, they automatically are also published to her Facebook page using the Jetpack plugin.
Yes.
Are there any other ways to go about doing this than loading that Jetpack plugin for that simple use?
There are plugins that are specifically for post to Facebook.
I
I
found
don't-
some, but they are pricey. The Jetpack doesn't charge for this. The ones I found were very nice and very elaborate, but they cost more than she wants to pay.
Yes, Eric suggested several items. So there are services such as Zapier.
Yeah.
That's gonna log me into my main Zapier account.
Yeah, I've got
There are tools within the WordPress dashboard, such as sure triggers. There are a couple other automation tools that I can't think of the name of at the moment. Uncanny Automator, I've heard a number of good things about. It
I
can do
think I
some
looked into that one. I think it was a lot of money for
and then so there's Zapier, there's also make.com, there's if this then that.
mhm. Yeah,
So
check
there's a few
that.
different automation services.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, I think we got through everyone who had pre-submitted their questions. So now we will open it up. And if we don't have anyone hop in soon, then we will go switch to Sal, and Sal will get ready to share his website. Okay, nothing's popped up in the chat. So we are going to go ahead and let Sal share his website. So Sal, go ahead. Okay, so Sal, you want to exit out of the Elementor section and go to your normal WordPress dashboard. Okay, so get to the main dashboard page. There you go. I did send you a request to unmute, Sal. Okay, so go to your plugins page, left sidebar, most of the way down. All right, duplicate. So scroll down on this page. Okay, none of these hit me as a big red flag for causing issues. Go to settings on the left-hand side, very bottom. Go to general. Okay, so you have HTTPS listed here. My guess is it is something with your SiteGround settings then. Yeah, as Eagle says in the chat, you should have various SiteGround settings or plugins installed normally within your site. So quite likely we're gonna need to go into your SiteGround dashboard and see what's going on there. While you find your SiteGround that's gonna be from siteground.com.
Okay, I'm unmuted now. I am so sorry. I had inadvertently pushed not to accept the mute. So
Ah, okay.
that's why I was like, oh, darn it.
So you can also add, I believe, the SiteGround plugins from the WordPress repository.
Okay.
Harry just posted in the chat the SiteGround, the plugins from them. So go to add new plugin. You should just be able to type in SiteGround in the search box. There we go. So I would install both those top two.
1, 2.
Yep. Okay, so scroll down. Just making sure. All right, so Speed Optimizer didn't get activated. So click Activate on the Speed Optimizer. Okay, so now in the lower left, you will have settings for Speed Optimizer. So click that.
Mhm.
No.
Oh,
No, don't collect the
Thank
information.
you.
Just click confirm.
Thank you.
All right, so at the very top, we'll also just try just clicking Purge SiteGround Cache in the black bar at the top. Oh, yep, it looks like that did it. I just opened your website
No way.
incognito. It's loading.
No way. That is
Wow.
awesome.
you guys are great.
That I think, was it because we get too much traffic at that one time, or just redirecting people, or what was it?
I'm not entirely sure why it went wrong. Maybe Eric has some insight.
Yeah, so what it is, SiteGround is overzealous with their caching to optimize your site. And without this plugin, it doesn't automatically purge things. So having this plugin installed and active should prevent the problem in the future.
Yay. Awesome.
Now
Thank you.
there is a bit of configuration you should do in both this one and the security one.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, next up is Omar. Omar asked
Hey,
a
good evening.
question
Can you hear
about
me?
adding floating text on top of an image instead of side by side with it without having to use CSS positioning. The short answer is I generally don't recommend that you put text on top of an image without a quite opaque background behind the text. Otherwise, it gets very difficult to read. But you can also use absolute positioning on text boxes to place them on top of other elements. It can get a little interesting in the CSS.
You said absolute positioning. Is that a setting in
That is a
the
setting within
object?
Elementor on the advanced panel.
Okay. Yeah, because I have imagine the image is like a comic book where it has a text bubble,
Mhm.
and I enter the text. If it's an image box, then the text is all the way to the right of the image. So with the margin and the padding, I was able to shift the text fit within the text bubble,
Mhm.
and it looks fine on the desktop, but when you look at it on
It
mobile,
doesn't look good on mobile.
it just screws up the text. So I have to have
Mhm.
settings specific for both screens.
Yes. Like I said, there's an option in there to use absolute positioning for some elements. There's also, you can do different things with the containers and the positioning of stuff. There's a lot of
Okay.
different ways to do it.
Yeah, because one of the design is that there's an image and there's a space for the text to be floating on top of the image. So basically, it's a white background box within the image, so that it looks like the text is part of the image. So
Give me a
that's
second.
what
I
I've been struggling with.
have several test sites. Let me see if one of them is up and running and using Elementor. Let me just make sure that this test site doesn't have any screaming errors. It doesn't. Okay. There we go. This is just one of my various test sites. So you can toss a container into this container. I am going to toss an image, grab a random image. Okay, it's a small image. This should be something bigger. This is all just from the WordPress test data. I have no idea what that is. And text editor. So I'm going to set under advanced this text editor to somewhere is positioning. There's position. Absolute. So when I set it to be absolute positioned, it now is outside of the normal text flow, the normal block flow. So I can put backgrounds for text elements are somewhere here. So I can put a light gray background on it just so that you can see it. I could put a little bit of padding on it so it comes on top of the image. So that would align the text on top of the image, and then it still stays on top of the image regardless of what size screen it's on.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, I added a lot of padding on this one, but
Yeah, you give me some ideas to fix it, and it will be more straightforward
yeah, so
or
I
less
typically
convoluted.
will use this absolute positioning to sometimes put like a block of text with a background on top of something else.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, were there any other questions? We only have a couple minutes left, so I will start with my wrap slides. All right, getting help outside of Meetup time slots. We have a Meetup page where you can get information, and Eagle posted in the chat a help desk meetup that they also run.
No, it's not mine. It's Inland Empire, but it's tonight. And the gentleman with the HTTPS SiteGround issues, he's still having issues. I would recommend him coming to that help desk tonight, and because they actually will dig into it and perhaps solve it for him.
Great, thank you so much, Eagle. And then our next meetup is going to be September 24th at 11 a.m. Yes, it's a daytime meetup. And it's going to be everything about email with special guest Troy Glancy. Troy has a whole lot of email knowledge, and it's going to be a short intro on all those big questions, DMARC, DKIM, SPF, MX, etc. And then it's going to be an open Q&A where you can bring all your email questions. And thank you so much to Paul for helping with our YouTube recordings. And thank you so much to Eagle and to Eric and to Terry for contributing answers as we all learn together. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we hope you have a good night.